My being upset yesterday didn't have anything to do with you and Dinah.
Cassie,
it was something else.
Cassie,
What?
I need you to be honest with me now.
I'm trying to be honest, if you'll let me.
Okay. Why don't you start by telling me what really happened at the hospital?
Okay, the truth is, when I looked through that window and I saw you and Dinah together, I was very upset. I was very upset because you two look like this perfect little family with all these hopes and expectations.
I know, but I told you.
I know what you told me. You said that you have to do what's right for the baby. And I believe that you meant that. I really do. I know. Even so, please, Hart, even so. Okay, I know what kind of man you are. You don't just go through the motions. You were gonna be there through everything with Dinah, and you're not gonna let her be alone. That's okay. It's okay.
Really?
Yes. I'm just afraid that you're gonna think that I'm trying to come in between all of that, or that was what I set out to do, and that's not at all what I set out to do.
I think I know exactly what's going on here. I know what the problem is.
I guess I've lied so much that you don't even know when I'm being honest with you.
No,
I can't even talk to you about my baby without you thinking I'm working some kind of an angle.
Dinah, if you would just...
But no, Mother, you know what? It's all right. I can't blame you. If I were you, I wouldn't believe me either. So, I'm just gonna have to win your trust back, and I hope that I can do it before I have the baby, otherwise I'm gonna be lost.
Excuse me. Yes? Are you Vanessa Reardon?
Yes?
You have a phone call at the bar.
Oh, just tell whoever it is that, just tell them to call back.
Mother, you should take it. It's probably important if they called you here.
Oh, all right. You're important too, though, sweetheart.
Don't worry about me. Go ahead. Tying up the line.
Okay. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Hey, you. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I've scared everybody away, and you're stuck with just me in this mess. But I won't let that happen to you. I promise I won't. Ooh. Ow. Don't be such a cynic.
You're still upset.
I wish you wouldn't sneak up on me like that, Ken.
About Blake. That's why you're thinking about drinking.
My sweet brother. I know you mean well. But you haven't been out in the real world very long, and I know you need a little time to adjust to things outside the hospital, so I think you should concentrate on that. Why don't you go for a walk or something?
It is about Blake. She's the reason you're upset.
Yes. Blake is in very, very bad trouble, and I feel completely helpless because there is nothing I can do for her.
Yes, there is. You get that videotape back.
How do you know about that?
I was in the other room over at Ross's. I heard
You were
and Blake
eavesdropping on me. You know, Ken.
Look, Holly, I went to the mental hospital because I was crazy, not stupid. It's not hard to figure out what's going on. I know all about being drawn to something bad. Now, you can't control yourself, and that's what happened with Blake. She lost control.
Yes. I appreciate what you're saying, but I can't talk about this with you. Okay? It's my problem. Blake is my problem.
No, the problem is the videotape. Blake, Ross's brother, Ben, in bed together. Some guy got a hold of it and was offering it to the highest bidder. Blake and Ben are going down to meet with him today down to the docks. Oh, if you could get that tape back for her?
I cannot get that tape back. I don't know how to get that tape back. There's nothing to do.
Stop this. Stop it now. You look at me. Look at me. You listen to me. There is something you can do.
You can forget the psycho garbage that I'll be able to walk as soon as I admit to the world that
I wanted to sleep with you and that it was the most important event that happened in my life, because it wasn't.
Don't pretend it didn't mean anything, Blake, when you know it did.
It didn't, Ben, at least not the way you wanted it to.
In denial, thy name is Blake.
And Ben, you are delusional. You're trying to make something of that night that wasn't.
No.
Yes, you are. You're making some magical moment that happened between the two of us that wasn't there.
I was there, Blake. It was all that.
No, it was an act of weakness and stupidity. It was a simple act of lust, Ben. You could have been any other man that I have ever slept with that you want to parade in front of the courtroom. You were no different and certainly nothing special. You could have been any one of them, Ben. Any one of them.
That's a damn lie. You can sit there and say that being with me was like being with any other man, but I know better, Blake. I know what we had together. It was a duet. It was the sweetest music two people can make together.
Then you must be tone deaf. That's your ego speaking, Ben. We're both adults. We both got what we wanted. Now it's time to move on. We have to focus on getting this tape back from this Mick character. We've got to get the money to get the tape.
I have been interviewing some of the men you slept with, Blake.
What?
In preparation for my trial. One defended you. Another said that you really knew your way around a mattress, that you wouldn't let up until he closed on a deal. Talk about the hard bargain.
Could we just get back to the Mick problem,
The point
please?
is that what we had together was not like all those other nights with all those other men, Blake. You see, I am too much like you. I know what it's like to use somebody to get something that you want. What it's like at 2 o'clock in the morning when the blonde down at the end of the bar, the blonde you wouldn't normally look at twice, is suddenly prettier because you just don't want to go home alone. What it's like to stave off loneliness by sleeping with someone and still feeling lonely afterwards. And you can't tell me that what we had together was just sex or something to do or appeasing raging hormones, because I know better. It was two people making love. You know it as well as I do. And you feel it. Even now.
You're wrong.
Am I? I don't think so. If I were to start kissing you right now, if I were to pull you out of that chair and start making love to you on the floor, you wouldn't stop me. You wouldn't want me to stop.
Ross, I had a chance to see firsthand how much total contempt that Ben has for Blake and what Blake is going to face in this trial.
What the hell are you talking about?
Ben interviewed me as a potential witness. He wants to drag me up on that stand and destroy Blake's character because of the one night that we had together.
Yes.
Ross, I told him I wouldn't do it.
Wants to destroy Blake in court. I guess her being paralyzed is not quite enough.
Ross, you wanted my take on Blake's situation from a medical standpoint. Well, I want to talk to you about Blake as a friend, okay? A friend whose wife was a victim of a sexual assault.
And unlike Blake, Abigail has made amazing progress, I think.
Ross, when Abby was attacked, her innocence was robbed forever. That's gone. And after it happened, she totally and completely shut down as a person, as a woman. She wouldn't even let me touch her, Ross. She wouldn't even let me be close to her. And believe me, I spent every single day walking on eggshells because our relationship was so strained we couldn't even have a conversation. I kept trying and trying to do and say all the right things, but everything failed. And believe me, I was at the end of my rope. I was about to give up, and Holly came by, and she suggested something.
Holly?
She suggested a form of therapy that had good success.
Well, what is it, Rick? I'm willing to
Ross,
try
the
anything.
point is to make the victim of a sexual assault feel safe again. Abby and I, we had to start all over again. We had to reconnect.
Well, apparently it worked. You two seem closer than ever.
Ross, it worked. But don't you rush it. What happened what he did to her, what that animal did to her, the way he forced himself on her, it's going to have a profound effect on Blake the rest of her life. It is going to take some time for her to put this behind her.